Hello, good evening, everyone that is viewing us throughout the world and locally here in Snohomish County, Everett, Marysville, of course, right here in Snohomish. Mark Aucutt and Todd Elvig bringing you action live from Snohomish High School. Boys basketball featuring the Shorecrest Scots and the Snohomish Panthers here on STSPN.com. And tonight's presenting sponsor would be Lake Stevens Ace Hardware. And we have many great sponsors we'll share with you tonight as these two teams go at it. The Shorecrest Scots on top in Wesco 3A at 9-0. Perfect record there, 15-2 overall. Snohomish 2-7 and 5-12 overall. Let's get right to the starters. First of all, for Brian Fisher's Shorecrest Scots, a 6'2 senior guard, Chris Lee. Also, 6-foot junior guard, Antonio Stillwell. 6'4 sophomore forward, Latrell Jones. A 6'9 junior forward, Calvin Acker. And another great star for Shorecrest, a 6'9 senior forward, Philip Peppel. Now across the way for the Snohomish Panthers, and their head coach is Jim Wilson. Starting at guard, a 6'3 junior, Colton Smith. Also a guard, a 5'11 junior, Wyatt Wilson. 6'2 sophomore guard, Jacob Brandvold. 6-foot senior guard, Luis Balcarcel. And also a 6-foot senior guard, Carter Sparks. So to take a look again for Shorecrest, Lee, Stillwell, Jones, Acker, and Peppel. And for Snohomish, Smith, Wilson, Brandvold, Balcarcel, and Sparks. We'll be back with tonight's play-by-play action here on STSPN.com right after this timeout.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
across the way with the great Snohomish High School pep band, the cheerleaders, good crowd on hand. This is what it's all about. January 30th. That means we are getting down to it as far as the season is concerned and looking ahead to the postseason. And we have a lot of fun throughout the season, but especially right now when you get these teams matching up and they're jockeying for playoff position, for postseason district position. Shorecrest undefeated, and they're going to win the tip-off. They've got the green uniforms on with white letters, numbers, and trim. Snohomish, the home team, in the whites out there with the traditional red numbers and trim and lettering across their chests. And so we have the ball knocked out of bounds, and we are underway. Let me say hello to our executive producer and CEO of STSPN.com, Todd Elvig. Todd, I am juiced and jacked up to be here tonight. I haven't taken steroids or anything. I'm just inside feeling that way.
Well, I'm all right with it because I like to have my play-by-play guys do steroids.
No,
so
we don't want to start any rumors.
Yeah.
Let me use a different word for that. Not at all. No, it's all natural and having a good time. There's a ball rimming out of there, and Snohomish will get the rebound as we get underway here tonight. And let's have the first quarter sponsored by our very good friends right here in Snohomish, Fred's Rivertown Ale House, Restaurant and Bar, and they've been a sponsor on STSPN since 2010. That's 8 years, Todd.
They've been here a while.
Yeah, so stop on by Fred's Rivertown Ale House after the game or before the games. Snohomish with the basketball. 5 seconds on the shot clock. 35-second shot clock. He's finally going to deliver one. That is off the mark, and buzzer goes off, but they'd already had the basketball going the other direction. Good pass that time as Philip Peppel is able to find Latrell Jones, who gets the first basket of the game, and it is 2-zip. Thanks for being with us on STSPN.com. Todd, I saw something nice hit my email box today, and that's you're putting things together for the postseason in district play for what will be lining up for games that you're going to broadcast and that we're going to get to be involved in. So those are always a real fun time.
Well, the best part of it is we recognize most of the kids' names.
Yeah, that's true. By that time, we definitely get to know them. Snohomish misses on their end as they've come up empty on a couple of trips down court, and it's going to be out of bounds and Shorecrest basketball. And you have Sarah Elvig to your left as she is very much involved in the operation here. Does an excellent job.
She's become critical. How about that? Critical.
Of all of us. We all have,
yeah.
There's a dress code. There's all kinds of stuff. But she, a sophomore at Glacier Peak?
She is a sophomore at Glacier Peak, and she's really helped to the group.
Look at that reverse. Didn't quite work out. Nice move. Rebound pulled down by Jacob Brandvold. His sister Katie Brandvold, a longtime member of the Snohomish girls basketball team. Snohomish just trying to break through here as you see Shorecrest forcing them outside with the zone defense. Yeah, that's going to be going the other direction, out of bounds. I think we got a foul, though. There was definitely a grab in there. Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Colton Smith, his first foul, first team foul. Shorecrest coming in with a 9-0 record, 15-2. They have 2 more regular season games left after this one. We'll break down the schedule as the broadcast goes along. A little over 2.5 minutes into the first quarter, just a 2-0 game. Stays that way as that one thunks off the rim, goes out of bounds, and it'll be Snohomish basketball. Neither team really getting much going offensively yet. Shorecrest averages overall for the season 67.1 points per game. In Wesco competition, they're at 69.6, and average allowing 53.3, up by 16.3. Well, that's up high. Hits the superstructure. Out of bounds, Shorecrest ball. So Snohomish just can't get anything to drop, and Shorecrest not much better. Coming up on the 5-minute mark to go here in the first quarter. Again, our first quarter brought to you by Fred's Rivertown Ale House. Inside they go. Nice looking play. Off the assist that time from Chris Lee. That's Philip Peppel connecting on the basket, and it is 4-0. Snohomish forced out. There's definitely a height differential here. You can see that just in when we go prepping for the games or going through the starting lineup. And then, of course, looking out there right now, it's very obvious. Shorecrest with a couple of 6'9" players out on the floor, and that's going to go out of bounds. Back to the Scots. Looking at Snohomish's roster, tallest player they have out there right now is Jacob Brandvold at 6'2". No, make that Colton Smith. He is 6'3", then Brandvold at 6'2". You're giving up a lot of height. The two biggest guys are about 6 and 7 inches different. There's a shot off the right side. A nice looking angle shot there by Calvin Acker. So 6-0, and the Scots, Todd, have distributed the ball well. They've got 3 different scorers in this game.
I'm over here trying to get their mascot for the scoreboard here.
I see you hard at work over there getting that lined up. Snohomish has not been able to get on the scoreboard. Shorecrest forcing them out. They just cannot get inside at all. And Snohomish basically just moving it around. Now there's 3 seconds on the shot clock. Fires one up. Doesn't happen that time. Rebound, and then going the other way is Stillwell. He dumps one off. Now back and inside it goes. Chris Lee from Latrell Jones to Chris Lee. Lee hits it. 8-0 Shorecrest, and a timeout has been called by the Snohomish Panthers. 3:21 left to go here in the first quarter. We're going to keep it right here. And once again, thank all of our sponsors: McDaniels Do-It Center, Lake Stevens Ace Hardware, American Family Insurance, Sally Petty Agency, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, Speedway Chevrolet, who will sponsor tonight's player of the game and will give a T-shirt to the player of the game. Also have an interview post-game. Fox Sports Radio, AM Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
You do know those guys.
Yeah, I do. We know them well. And IRG Murphy's Corner Physical Therapy, new sponsor this season out there at Mill Creek.
Yep, they're good guys.
All right, Snohomish will have the basketball. Let's see if something happens there. Nope, off the rim again. Off that shot on the right side by Smith, and Shorecrest boards it. Had a chance to get double figures, and they do. Driving coast to coast, Chris Lee lays it in off the glass. He's got 4 points and is now the leading scorer for the Scots as they're off to a 10-0 lead. Tuesday night action on STSPN.com. Band over there, they want to fire up a song to kind of get Snohomish going, and the fans just waiting for something to happen offensively. And maybe this time around we do have a foul if they let them take shots. Nope, it's going to be out of bounds. That foul is going to be on Philip Peppel. His first team foul. Each team with one team foul with 2:38 left to go. And Shorecrest up 10-0. That's a good-looking shot right there. Colton Smith off the assist from Jacob Brandvold. That's a three-pointer, and it comes, like about 5.5 minutes into the first quarter. 10-3. Peppel way off the mark. Wyatt Wilson grabs the rebound, and it's going to be picked off nearly picked off as Chris Lee had it. He couldn't get possession. Ball goes out of bounds. He goes out with it. And with 2:07 left to go in the first quarter, Snohomish will get it back. And this is an important possession right here. Try to cut that lead down. Hit another three-pointer. It's only 4-point lead. But again, that's where they're being forced to go because they just cannot penetrate inside with those towers in there. 2 6'9" guys, and the rest of the Shorecrest team is long. They've got long arms and get right in there. That ball stolen away. Going the other direction is Stillwell. He misses the shot, but Peppel right there follows up, puts it in. He's got 4 points in the game. Tied with Chris Lee with a team lead in scoring tonight. Peppel averages 22 points per game, 11.5 rebounds. Snohomish finally inside, but triple team. That'll stay with the Panthers. Eladio Fountain is in now as Shorecrest makes its first substitution, replacing Calvin Acker, who departs with 2 points. We got a hack. That's going to be on Chris Lee. Snohomish just trying to get it inbounded. No shots. Panthers will inbound. Second team foul called against the Scots. Chris Lee with his first foul. The other foul belonging to Philip Peppel. And for Snohomish, their foul belongs to Colton Smith. Holding on to the basketball is Wyatt Wilson. He'll get another chance at it. That's his mulligan. Uptight on him is the opposite number 5, Chris Lee. Panthers with just the one basket, three-pointer by Colton Smith a little over a minute ago. Inside, look at that. Peppel up high and swats it out of there. Talk about a wingspan. This guy is something. The man opened briefly. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Not a lot for the Snohomish fans to cheer for so far in the first quarter. That's a good look right there. He gets it. Colton Smith gets his second three-pointer of the game, and he in the first quarter. Can you get another one? Nope, off the backside of the rim. It's batted around, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. So through one quarter, the Shorecrest Scots lead this one 14-6. Snohomish County Western Conference boys basketball right here on STSPN.com will return for the second quarter.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support.
Snohomish High School, I'm Mark Aucutt with Todd Elbig, also Sarah Elbig on camera. Bring you the action between the Shorecrest Scots and the Snohomish Panthers. Panthers entering the game with a 2-7 record in Wesco 3A and down 14-6 entering the second quarter. Rock got in the hand of Colton Smith, who's hit 2 3-balls to account for all of Snohomish's points. Good ball movement by the Panthers. Underneath the follow is Smith. 14-8 now as he has all 8 of their points. Leading scorers for the Shorecrest Scots would be Philip Peppel and also Chris Lee, who just missed a shot, each with 4 points. We have a held ball, and that will stay with Shorecrest. I will say that Shorecrest got out to a 10-0 lead, but Todd, they did not bolt out to that lead. It was very methodical and took both teams a while to each really build up a few points in that first quarter. Shorecrest built up a 10-0 lead before Snohomish got a three-pointer from Colton Smith with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Whipping it around and missing the shot big time is Fountain. Panthers will come out of back court with a chance to close that gap a little bit. Here still in the first minute of the second quarter. Second quarter tonight brought to you by McDaniel's Do-It Center. Home and garden, great needs that you might have can be filled there at McDaniel's Do-It Center. Big 3-ball, way outside. Chris Lee off the backside of the rim, and we've got a timeout. This is a 30-second timeout called by the Snohomish Panthers, and it will be their second timeout used in the game. They used one in the first quarter. So 14-8, 6:46 left to go in the second quarter. We'll be back with more Western Conference boys basketball on your home for worldwide high school sports STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill.
Thanks for being with us on this Tuesday night, January 30th. Is one more day to go before we turn to February. Valentine's Day just around the corner. And Todd, I know that you have your lovely wife, Susan, and yourself with that special day coming up. So I'm sure you'll take good care of her.
What day is that again?
Yeah, that would be February 14th, which is a Wednesday. And
14th, Wednesday.
Yeah, February 14th. And you might want to mark that on the calendar for future reference. Stolen away. Shorecrest with the basketball. Jack Sims now in the game. Combining the backcourt with Chris Lee. Lee goes inside. Nice soft touch. Calvin Acker. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar like there with the little sky hook, and tough to defend him at his height. He's also there at 6'9". They're giving
6'9".
Yeah, they have two of them. Peppel is on the bench right now, but he's going to check back in. It's 16-8. If you're just tuning in, the biggest lead for Shorecrest, 10 points at 10-0. Fresh 35 on the clock as Shorecrest will get set to go, and Peppel will check in. If you're Snohomish, with the size differential and the way that Shorecrest has been playing and these guys being together for some time, you just do what you can to survive and hang in there.
Absolutely.
And that really is pretty much what they've been doing. Stolen away. So actually Snohomish has outscored Shorecrest 8-6 since falling down 10-0, but still trailing by 8 points. We just had one shot made inside, and that was by Colton Smith on a follow-up, an air ball, and he got in there and hit a reverse shot coming from the left to the right and glanced it off the board. There's a nice play right there, but there's Peppel to just raise havoc and cause him to adjust his shot. Snohomish fortunate to get it back, and they got a fresh 35 on the shot clock as they'll work it around and try once again to get a good shot off. And you've got Colton Smith over on the right side. He's hit 2-3 balls so far and almost a third. Good rebound by the Panthers. Another fresh 35 on the clock. Smith driving in. That shot's going to be blocked, but we have a foul coming up. He didn't just get ball, he got player. That is going to be a foul against Calvin Acker. For Acker, that will be his first foul. Third team foul. First foul against either team here in the second quarter as Smith will go to the foul line. This is the first trip to the line for either team in the game. 4:40 to go in the second quarter. Smith hits the first one. Smith averages 16 points per game, 9 rebounds a contest, just a junior. Next one, way off the mark, off the backside of the iron. 7-point lead for the Panthers. Shorecrest with just 2 points in the quarter so far, Todd. 3.5 minutes in.
I'm working on my coach cam.
Out. And that one is going to go out of bounds, it looks like. No, they're going to call foul, down low. That foul is going to be against Calvin McDaniel. His first foul, team foul number 2.
It is.
Calvin McDaniel, part of the McDaniel Do-It Center family. Kobe McDaniel, Calvin McDaniel. There's a drive in, Chris Lee. No problem there, up to a 9-point lead, 18-9. Snohomish just trying to do something on their own end, and a good pass and shot by Cameron Bondurant. Bondurant getting his first 2 points of the game. He did not start the game, averages 17 points, so you bring him in And that can help aid things. There's a shot off the right wing. 2 points for Calvin Acker. He now has 6 and is tied with Chris Lee for the team lead in points. Back to a 9-point lead for the Shorecrest Scots. Left side, Jacob Brandvold. We've had several shot by Snohomish that have rimmed high out of there, and Shorecrest able to try to get position, succeeding in that regard. But this time there is going to be a foul against the Scots. That is going to be against Antonio Stillwell. His first, 4th team foul, out of bounds Panthers. Both teams have a ways to go to get to the penalty. Panthers with 3 team fouls and 4 team fouls for the Scots. Smith pops out. He's got 9 of the 11 Snohomish points. Now inside. Can he make it work? Oh, tough break. Tough lucker. Tries for the rebound, but Fountain ends up with it. Here comes Shorecrest into front court, once again led by their very capable guard, Chris Lee, who averages 16 points per game and really handles the ball well. He's not afraid to go inside, like right there. Count it. 8 points for Lee, and he's got another chance to get a point right here on a 3-point play possibility. That's going to be on McDaniel, his 2nd foul, 3rd team foul, and we have another timeout called by Snohomish. 2:43 left to go in the 2nd quarter, and Shorecrest with their biggest lead of the game, 22-11. We'll be back with more here on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome back, and Todd, you're working something new into the broadcast tonight, or something new that I am seeing for the first time, and that's the coach's cam over there in the right corner.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You don't even see that at ESPN sometimes.
Well, you know.
That's very nice. Right. Who are they, right?
Yeah.
Budget cutbacks last year. You're going
guys.
Full bore.
Hey, were you going to break the news about Wesco's new
Well,
addition?
I just caught wind of that here a little while ago, so let's talk about that with Archbishop Murphy and go for it there, because I think it's a big piece of news.
So the WIAA
Go ahead.
overruled the 21-member unanimous decision of the Wesco League and is putting them into the Wesco League.
Wesco 3A.
Yep.
Well,
they're still going to be 2A when it comes to playoffs and stuff.
Okay. But they'll be playing in the 3A league, which, with how Archbishop Murphy has done throughout most of their existence, would seem to be more competitive balance. And
Well, it might be a little more competitive, but here's the funny thing is that the 2A league, which was the Cascade League,
yeah,
they've gone off and created a new league, and they said, no, we won't take Archbishop. So,
their new league will not take Archbishop
right, and
Murphy.
Wesco said, no, we don't want him. And so the WIAA said, no, we'll put him in Wesco.
Well, and where that goes back to as well, and it's a 12-point lead for Shorecrest, 23-11. And I want to give a score to just came in from the Buddy Patrick Sports Bureau. 11-11 tie between Mariner and Jackson at the end of the first quarter.
Well, that's a surprise, actually.
Snohomish with the basketball. That's going to be a blocking foul. 2 shots on the way. Panthers have been to the line once tonight. Colton Smith going 1 for 2. Foul goes against Peppel. That's his second, 5th team foul. And at the foul line for the Panthers is Luis Balcarroll. Two shots on the way, and the first one off the front side of the rim. 12-point lead for the Scots. But the thing is in the fall of 2016, when Archbishop Murphy just had this powerhouse football team that I know so many people were aware of from around here, that they had so many forfeits because teams didn't want to play them from the Cascade Conference. They eventually, and had quite a bit of time off. 2 shots missed at the foul line, by the way. Oh, and a good rebound, but he couldn't squeeze the trigger on it. Bonnerden missed a shot. Shorecrest the other direction now. Great drive inside. Count that basket for Acker. He's got 8 points, and he'll have a chance to make it a 3-point play. That'll take it up to 25-11. 14-point lead is the biggest lead for Shorecrest. 2:07 left to go, second quarter. At halftime, we will have highlights for you, and then we'll be taking a break. It moves along pretty quick, and then we'll come back and get things ready to go for the second half. So he doesn't get the 3-point play. Acker now with 8 points, one behind Chris Lee, who's the team's leading scorer with 9. Also, Colton Smith has 9 points. Missed shot, and right underneath is Fountain. Fountain's been putting in some quality minutes. That ball's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Snohomish. So what happened is, after all of that, and Archbishop Murphy won the state title in 2016 for their first 2A title, and they played several times in that championship game. Finally got that first one at that level. They had 2 previously at 1A back in their second and third year of varsity ball. We have a 3 in the key called against Shorecrest. So the WIAA said that's not going to happen this next year. We will guarantee that they're going to have a full slate of games to play. And so this past year they had Garfield, if I remember correctly. They had Bellevue on the schedule, plus the Cascade Conference teams. No forfeits. Murphy eliminated in the semifinals by Tumwater down at Spark Stadium the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Snohomish with the ball, coming up on about a minute to go at 1:07 on the clock. Smith with the pass. They've been working the ball around well. Gets a man open. Good shot.
Yeah, well, that's true. I still think that there should be a parochial league.
I do too. I'm total agreement with you. Shorecrest missing on their end. Snohomish will have it back. Valkersel coming through with the shot to get his first 2 points of the game. And Snohomish has 10 seconds on the shot clock. Over on the right perimeter. Goes out of bounds, and that's going to stay with the Panthers. There's 3 seconds on the shot clock. Into the game now for Shorecrest will be Eddie Peabody. I like that name, Eddie Peabody. So now, after all that, Archbishop Murphy played the full slate in football, and now WIA is saying, wait a minute, you got to have a league to put these guys in. They're not Notre Dame, even though they're also a Catholic school. But there's a long shot at the buzzer.
Boy, that was close.
And that's the shot clock buzzer. Very close. Would have been not 4, but still 3 points. It was almost in range for a 4 or 5-pointer. And it'll go back to Shorecrest. So work for 1 shot. Snohomish putting on a soft press as the Scots come out of backcourt. Back up top, Fountain says, okay, I'll fling it up there. Didn't call bank. It comes off the rim, and that shot's going to miss. A miss by Eddie Peabody, and we are at halftime. Shorecrest is leading Snohomish 25-13. So in that quarter, Shorecrest scored 11 points. Snohomish coming up with a total of 7 points, and it's a 12-point lead for the Scots, with their biggest lead in the half being 14 points. Teams will take a 10-minute break. We'll take a break as well and be back with more of today's broadcast right here tonight from Snohomish High School, featuring the Shorecrest Scots and the Snohomish Panthers. Again, our score, Shorecrest 25, Snohomish 13 at the half here on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You're watching Jackson Timberwolves Live! You're watching STSPN.com!
That's perfect. There you go, boss.
Welcome back, and a beautiful sight of Snohomish High School. I'll tell you what, Todd, if I didn't know better, I'd say that looks like a college to me. It's just so wonderful over here, the great construction they've done, and keeping the old-time charm of Snohomish High School while putting in new buildings, replacing materials. They redid the athletic complex named after Keith Gilbertson back in 2011. And it is just absolutely fantastic. I love coming here, whether it be in here for volleyball or basketball or across the way from us for football for either Snohomish or Glacier Peak. They just top of the line, state-of-the-art facilities here. It's great for the student experience. And, of course, this school has so much tradition going back to being started in 1890, if I remember correctly, or right around that time.
Yeah, they spared no expense over here.
1894. All right, I was just off by 4 years. 1894. So what does that make them? They're 114 years old. They got some. They're pretty well established.
They've been around a couple of years.
We're happy to bring you the action here as the band is going to take a break. They just finished playing at halftime. Shorecrest leading 25-13. If you're just getting on board with us, let me get you caught up. Shorecrest slowly built up a 10-0 lead in the first quarter before Snohomish finally scored with about 2.5 minutes to go in that first quarter when Colton Smith hit a three-pointer. Smith with another three-point attempt, and he's got it. So he has 3 of them, 2 in the first quarter and 1 here in the third quarter. We have here Terrace ends the half against Stanwood with a 25-1 run. That's incredible, leading 44-22 at the half. Mount Lake Terrace leading Stanwood 45-22. I mean, that thing was close until Mount Lake Terrace pulled away. Now, Shorecrest going from our left to right, and a foul is going to be called against Snohomish's Jacob Brandvold. His first team foul. In the first half, Shorecrest committed 5 team fouls. Snohomish had 3. At the foul line, missing his first shot, is Antonio Stillwell. Shorecrest was 1 for 2 from the foul line in the first half, and that came in the second quarter. Chris Lee capped the end of a 3-point play with a foul shot, and Calvin Acker missed one. Stillwell connects on the second one, and it's 26-16. Biggest lead of the game for Shorecrest has been 14 points, and that was when they were up 25-11 in that second quarter. Ball deflected away. We got a hack. There will be a whistle of a foul charged against the Shorecrest. It'll be their first team foul of the second half. Foul goes against Chris Lee. That's his second foul. Snohomish to inbound. Again, the big height difference as Shorecrest has 2'6'9" players out there. A nice move inside. Colton Smith getting a lot done here in this one. He now has 5 points in the quarter, 14 in the game, 14 of the 18. The other scorers being Luis Barcarcel. And driving in for the reverse, looking good, is Stillwell. Snohomish calls a full timeout. That's the fourth timeout they have called in this game. They called a couple in the first quarter and then one in the second and now one here in the third. They're trailing 28-18. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Be back with more here on STSPN.com with Western Conference Basketball.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Speaking of bonuses, we filed the STSPN taxes today.
Are you talking on air right now? Oh, we were talking about bonuses. Is a lot of Americans are getting $1,000 bonuses, and so you got the STSPN taxes. Got them all done, huh?
They got a few extra dollars out there, with the different tax.
Oh yeah, well, and let's say that we get to our third quarter sponsor, which is American Family Insurance. Sally Petty Agency out there in Monroe. That's going to be a missed shot. Goes on the baseline. Trying to save it. Over to try to retrieve it was Jacob Brandvold, and it will go back to Shorecrest with a 10-point lead, 28-18. But people getting those refunds, or as it would say, or bonuses, refunds from getting taxed more last year, and it's going to change around this year. Soft touch by Bonnerden. His third and fourth points of the game, and Snohomish has it in single digits at 28-20. Acker underneath, and he dribbles it out of bounds. Going to go back to the Panthers. This getting a little interesting all of a sudden. Snohomish with the ball, intercepted though. Missed shot. Shorecrest is going to get it back. You got to make those inside like that. Jones coming up empty after a quick and smart interception of the inbound pass. Shorecrest going inside. Acker now to Peppel. Peppel has a couple guys on him. Almost connects on the shot, but is going to miss it and be fouled. Foul is on number 10, Jacob Brandvold, his second foul, fourth team foul. Peppel goes to the line for the first time. He has 4 points. Those were all in the first quarter, so quiet on the scoreboard since that time. First shot is good. Spun that one right in there. Here comes number 2. Well, I was going to say, like with our sponsors, people getting these bonus checks back, that you have an opportunity to spread the wealth, if you will, like at Lake Stevens Ace Hardware, Fred's Rivertown Ale House, McDaniel's Do-It Center, American Family Insurance if you need to get some insurance. You need a repair done or get on top of things. There's a three-pointer.
Yeah, I'm thinking about spending some money over there.
Hitting the shot for 3.
Get a new heat pump.
There you go. So you could go there, or you could put something towards a new car at Speedway Chevrolet. Need to get something taken care of.
Oh, he was going to try and dump
for
that.
Rehabilitation. How about IRG? Stop by and talk to them. We're just throwing ideas out there. Ball knocked out of bounds. Want to incorporate our sponsors into these dollars that are coming back to the U.S. tax-paying citizens.
Speaking of tax-paying citizens, Was there a?
Look at that move right there. He finds Acker. Acker just off the mark. Snohomish down by 7. They'll come the other direction, can trim it down. Handling the ball again is Barkasel. 15 on the shot clock. And Snohomish looking to go inside, but again, that's tough sledding in there. We've got to call it 3 seconds in the key. 3 in the key that's happened a couple of times, 1 for each team. Eladio Fountain is into the game.
I think I'm hearing something from parents over here. I heard this boo hiss.
So what were you going to say? Something about?
Well, isn't there a vote here? Is it tonight? It has to be in the ballot here in Snohomish, or is it next week?
I think it's next week.
Yeah, next week.
Soft touch with the left hand. Fountain connects. He's got 4 points now. And pressure defense applied by Shorecrest. It worked a little while ago when Jones had the interception. 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Back to a 9-point lead as Snohomish thinking about some way that they can get a few more points here. It's not easy to go inside, so again, you have to look outside, and there they go. Bingo. Colton Smith has 8 points in the quarter, 17 points in the game. He leads both teams in scoring, and Snohomish has cut it down to a 6-point deficit. Watch out for this guy. Easy for Philip Peppel as he now has 8 points in the game, 4 in the quarter.
I don't think he has to even jump. He just reaches up.
No, In fact, jumping might throw the shot off, which can happen actually. There's times just make it easy, keep it simple, and drop it in there. Handling the ball for Snohomish is Brandvold. Drives in, soft mid-range jumper. There you go. His first 2 points of the game. Those mid-range jumpers, I think, are the next wave of the game coming back because you're hearing a little more conversation about that. Shorecrest calls a 30-second timeout. We'll talk about mid-range jumpers after the timeout. 3:17 left to go in the third quarter. Third quarter brought to you by Monroe American Family Insurance Agent Sally Petty. Thank you, Sally, for being on board. We'll be back with more Western Conference basketball on STSPN. We're back live at Snohomish High School. 3:17 left to go in the third quarter. Shorecrest by 6. Driving in, and with the soft touch shot is Chris Lee, his first 2 points of the second half. We also have a foul in there. Count that basket. And trying to sort out what they're calling here. On the basket, it counts for Chris Lee, but a foul right at the end of that on a push-off by Philip Peppel. So that happened about the same time the ball splashed into the net. Back to an 8-point lead for Shorecrest. And Todd, at least Snohomish, in going up against this first-place undefeated team in Wesco 3A, is making a game out of it.
Yes, they are. I'm just really impressed with how they're doing tonight.
Shorecrest is not running away with it. And this is going to be a foul against the Scots. That foul goes against Eladio Fountain, his first. Third team foul against Shorecrest. Snohomish windbound left baseline, looking around. Back up top, there is Balcarcel. He hit a three-pointer earlier in the quarter, has 5 points in the game. And Colton Smith, big threat wherever he's at. 16 points is his season average. There he is. There it is. Three-pointer. Good. He's got another one. That's 5 three-pointers for Colton Smith. He has 11 in the third quarter, 20 in the game. And Snohomish has it down to a 5-point deficit. Fountain thought shot. Defense by McDaniel keeps him out there. Driving left side, putting it up, and getting it to fall is Chris Lee. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play. Fouls on Brandvold, his third. Third team foul against the Panthers. Lee goes to the line. He is 1 for 1 from the line. Completed a 3-point play with a foul shot in the second quarter. This one is going to rim out of there. But look who's right there, Fountain. Like a fountain, shooting up, puts it in. Back to a 9-point lead after Snohomish had it down to 5. Fountain now with 6 points, 4 in the quarter. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. That one's way high off the pass from Brandvold. So you're trying out some other gadgets here. What do you got? So 360 cam?
Got a 360 cam going down there, and we're just trying to see if there's some good places to put it. If there's
good defense by Smith with the hand to deflect it out, and then it doesn't go right the other direction. 9-point lead for the Panthers, and Shorecrest, or for the Scots, and the Panthers give it up. Shorecrest will get it back. In for Snohomish, Wyatt Wilson. 1:42 left to go in the third quarter. Shorecrest can get this lead back to double figures. Just taking their time. Work a little time off the shot clock. Lee kind of quickly tossing it through a traffic jam in there in the lane, and Snohomish gets it back. Didn't expect him to do that. I thought he'd hang on to it a little bit longer. Probably wishes he had at this point. Back up top, Brandvold. Brandvold backing up a little bit here now. 20 on the shot clock. Helping him out is Wilson. Over on the left side, can he get another one? Just off the mark. Snohomish retains it. Driving in, missing again. Then right there underneath is Colton Smith.
Look at that.
Colton on the spot. They go the other direction all the way. Count the basket for Pepple, and one. Snohomish really did a good job underneath that time, but they had a lot of players in that area, and Pepple broke the other direction after the Snohomish basket and gets a 2 and a chance to make it a 3-point play. Fouls on Colton Smith, his third, 4th team foul.
I think we need to check that guy's shoes. I mean, has he got wedges in there? Because he's looking awful tall.
Yeah, makes the shot. Pepple is now 3 for 3 from the line. He's really got good form. Pepple's going to have a seat on the bench to get a little breather for a few minutes, and then they'll bring him back in, I would imagine, around the first part of the fourth quarter. Shorecrest is up by 10 points now, 43-33 here at Snohomish High School. On STSPN.com, Mark Aucutt along with Todd and Sarah Elvig bringing you the action worldwide. They like to go that left side and see if they can get Smith open. He had a good look last time over there, but just was off the mark to the right side of the rim. Snohomish continues to move the ball well. That was a really nice pass from Bonnerden over to Brandvold, who connects on the shot. Now with 12 seconds left on the quarter clock here in the third, the Scots will just work it, take a little time, but they decide to go quick inside to Acker, who misses the shot. Snohomish has 2 seconds. Oh, just not quite enough time to make that happen. And that is the end of the third quarter. Still pretty close game, actually. Actually, Snohomish tightened it up in that third quarter. They were able to take their point total up to 35 as they score 22 in the quarter. And Shorecrest with 43. So Shorecrest scoring 18. Snohomish outscores them. 43-35. When we head to the fourth quarter, only an 8-point game. We got a good one here at Snohomish High School. Western Conference basketball on STSPN.com.
Chevy trucks. We think it's because Chevrolets are
The most dependable
trucks.
built to last a long time.
With durability
And
ruggedness.
son of a gun. Chevrolet pickups are
Designed and
built
better
than ever, giving you a smooth, solid ride since 1918.
I like the extra power. Hauling power. Super powerful.
Nasty power!
And quality. Quality. Quality.
Seems they make them
Strong. Strong. Extra strong.
stronger every year.
Chevy trucks are built for work.
Work. Hard work.
And for play.
That's why Chevy's the best truck.
Mile after mile after
Mile.
Welcome back as we begin the fourth quarter at Snohomish High School. Shorecrest will have the basketball. I'm Mark Aucutt with Todd and Sarah Elvig, bringing you the action on STSPN.com. Snohomish doing a good job in that third quarter, putting up 22 points to the 18 for Shorecrest. So 22-18, they outscore them for the first time in a quarter in this game. Chris Lee with the basketball, distributes right side. 18 on the shot clock. Peppel, turnaround jumper. Oh, that's money right there. Connects on that one. Peppel had 7 points in the quarter last quarter, now has 13 points in the game. Lee has 13 as well. The leading scorers for the Scots. Over on the left side, there he goes. That's real high off the rim. Thought it might have a chance on the second try down, but it bounced off the other side of the rim. Chris Lee just so smooth going in. 12-point lead. Second biggest lead of the game for the Scots. And Snohomish got it down to 5 points in the third quarter. But Shorecrest, with that very gifted team and the height advantage, able to get the job done and pull away. There's a three-pointer. That's a big shot. Bonarden coming through, his first three-pointer of the game. He now has 7 points. Peppel. Looks like an offensive foul. That's exactly what it's going to be.
Was that charging?
Yeah. He kind of threw an arm in there, an elbow.
Yeah,
and
a little
Peppel's
bit.
going to be
But,
called for his fourth foul.
He was a big, he's using his size there to kind of.
Peppel's not pleased
out.
either with the call or the fact that he committed the foul, or both. He's going to the bench. It's a 9-point lead for Shorecrest. Snohomish has the basketball. Coming out of backcourt is Brandville. Yeah, here's an opportunity, especially with Peppel out of the game, where you got to try to make something happen to narrow that gap. Tight defense, Acker over on the far side on Smith. They don't want to give Smith much of a gap out there. You see that again as Lee comes out to help. Bramble off the front of the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound. Fresh 35 up on the clock. That helps. Still too tight a defense on Smith to try to make a shot happen. He throws it away. Intercepted by Jones. Jones, two-handed slam. He's got 4 points in the game now. Had 2 way back in the first quarter, and it's back to an 11-point lead for the Scots. 5:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. These quarters move right along.
We saw a bunch of dunks the other night in Monroe. That Kobe Kyle. That guy can get up there.
Good ball movement again, but they get a piece of it. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Shorecrest. Snohomish switching things around a little bit as Brandvold will inbound. Oh, soft touch by Bonarden. He now has 9 points in the game, 7 in the second half, helping to keep Snohomish in this one. Lee loses the dribble, gets it back. Acker, good defense by Smith, really, really good. Forced him to adjust his shot completely, and that time Acker was way off the mark as Smith is going to go with a pass over on that far side, left side, and Stillwell gets a hand on it. Snohomish can cut it down to 6 points right here. Just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Still anybody's game, really. Oh, in the cone and out of there. He really had a good look that time, had plenty of spacing. Acker gets the rebound. He'll hand off to Lee. Early and throughout a lot of this game, Shorecrest applying the zone defense, and Snohomish trying to work that out as well. Miss. Stillwell almost got his own rebound, but instead it's Smith with the basketball. Snohomish will have another crack at it here. Smith had a huge third quarter. He had a total of 13 points. Has 22 in the game to lead all scorers. Nearing the 4-minute mark to go in the fourth quarter. That is a long one. Way, way short by Bonnerden. Shorecrest can take some time here, too. They've got the 9-point lead. Acker inside. Man, was wide open out there. Fountain following up. Eladio Fountain. 8 points in the game. He has 6 in the second half. It's back to an 11-point lead for the Shorecrest Scots. Their biggest lead being 14 points at 25-11 in the first half. There's a wide open man over on the far side, and Snohomish will be forced to call a timeout. 19 on the shot clock, 3:27 left to go, fourth quarter. And Shorecrest leading by 11. They've had the lead throughout this entire game. 51-40 on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
And a special thanks to our fourth quarter sponsor, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Also want to mention we'll have the Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game selection coming up. Guy I'm leaning towards right now, with Shorecrest having the lead, is Chris Lee. Just an excellent point guard. He's got 15 points in this one, averages 16 points per game. Just doing a lot of great things, not just scoring, but distributing the ball, driving, drawing the defense off, and then finding his teammates. Strong defense as well. All right, 11-point lead for Shorecrest. Now we have a blocking foul as Snohomish tries to go to the rack. Bonnerden taking it in, and the foul is going to be against Fountain. That will be his second foul. Team foul number 5. Shorecrest with the hand in there, knocks it away. Acker ends up with the basketball, and here they come the other direction. Chris Lee. 11-point lead, 25 on the shot clock. No need to hurry. Just get the right shot. That could be it. Nope, off the rim. Smith will get the rebound. We're down to 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Here on STSPN.com, a special hello to a gentleman who's joined us on the broadcast before, Mike Ladeau and family, Lynn, Lucy, and Abby, viewing in Federal Way in another county. Yes,
Love
that's
that.
right. There you go. Look at that ball movement. That's just a plain old choke on the shot right there by Jones. You got to make those. On a 2-on-1 like that, it was a great pass by Stillwell. Might be okay to miss it with an 11-point lead in a game against the 2-17, but you get into the postseason, into the district playoffs, you're going to need to make those in tight situations. Snohomish has the basketball. Wyatt Wilson. They need to make things happen in a hurry here, Todd. They are running out of time, and Shorecrest has led throughout this one. Good passing out there. Got to start thinking about getting it into the basket, though. There's a nice drive. Ooh, pops out of there. Poor Snohomish has missed several of those. Shorecrest going the other direction. Lee into the front court now. Acker's taking it in and out and almost thrown out of bounds. Jones retrieves it. That reverse is not going to work out. Less than 2 minutes to go.
I've seen him do that twice now.
Yeah. Snohomish so close on a lot of shots. That basket seems to have a lid on it here in the second half. Didn't have a lid on it in the first half for Shorecrest. Snohomish is going to have a chance to go to the foul line as Shorecrest commits their 6th team foul. That's going against Eladio Fountain, his 3rd. At the foul line, McDaniel. One of those kind of nights.
One of those kind of nights.
For Snohomish, they are 1 for 5 at the foul line. He'll have a second one. Off the rim, too. Out of bounds. Last touch by Colton Smith. Certainly a great effort for him, but goes out of bounds. And we have a timeout called by Shorecrest. 1:43 left to go in the 4th quarter. We'll take a timeout. Or are you going to keep it here?
There's Mr. McDaniel right there.
Oh!
That's Brad McDaniel. He's here to root on the team.
Brad McDaniel, thank you.
You know,
and
if
your
you
family
look
for
out
your
in the hallway,
sponsorship.
you look out in the hallway, you'll see his picture there on a couple of championship teams.
Oh, and what did he play here?
Basketball.
There you go.
I think he's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, thank you to our sponsors all the way down the line. McDaniel's Do It Center right here in Snohomish. Home and Garden. They got dog toys in there too, don't they?
They got everything. I think they even have dishes.
Sports stuff. Yeah. 11-point lead for the Shorecrest Scots. 4-possession game, and they are looking in command at this point in time. They'll also have the basketball. Lee will come out of backcourt and slowing it up a little bit. On him is Wyatt Wilson. Wilson has not scored any points tonight. He hasn't had any fouls. Okay, here's a little keep away going on as Shorecrest will handle the basketball and spend some time off the clock. This one certainly looks like their game, especially when you use most of the 35 seconds on the shot clock. Down to 5 now. Lee's taking it in. That's a heck of a move. Wow. That thing had about 13 bounces on the rim there. I'm exaggerating, but about 4 or 5. And that would have been something that had it gone. But Lee will go to the foul line. Lee now with a total of 17 points. He's 1 for 2 from the line. That foul is on Bonnerton, his first 15 foul. Miss on the first shot. Snohomish bringing in Kriya Andrews. They'll let a couple other players get out there that haven't played. Carter Sparks is coming in. Andrews is a sophomore. Sparks a senior. Snohomish will get it back down by 12 points. And Todd, this is the second biggest lead of the game for Shorecrest, and it's at the right time. They're going to win this ball game. It would take something amazing. There's a steal by Lee. I am looking at Chris Lee, who has the ball right now, Todd, to be our player of the game. Sponsored by Speedway Chevrolet and the lovely Clarissa Thompson, who does the ads out there. It's kind of nice to have her in the Lee Johnson family.
Absolutely.
Driving in. Got a blocking foul. Count the basket. Lee lighting it up. Lee now with 19 points. Foul is on Chase Taylor, who just came in a little while ago. He's a senior. Lee goes to the foul line. 1 for 3 from the line. And he can give Shorecrest their biggest lead of the game. They're up by 14, equaling their biggest lead from earlier in the first half. He's got it. 20 points for Chris Lee. 38 seconds on the quarter clock, 35 seconds on the shot clock. Lee's going to have a seat. So will Acker as they get some reserve players some playing time out there. Eddie Peabody's out there again. Also out there is Jack Sims. Sims a sophomore, Peabody a senior. And Braden Victor, a senior, is out there for Shorecrest. Ball's thrown out of bounds. It's going to go back to Shorecrest.
No, I think he was passing it to that second cheerleader, a third cheerleader.
Yeah. See the Snohomish students standing up across the way. Shorecrest is just going to wind this one down. They're going to come away with a victory. And it looks like they'll finish with their biggest lead of the game at 15 points. 55-40. And we are going to interview the player of the game, Chris Lee, coming up. So we'll get it all set to get him up here. And the final score is going to be 55-40. Shorecrest improves to 10-0 on the season in Wesco 3A play. A couple more games left. They could go perfect 12-0. Snohomish drops to 2-8, 5-13. And we're going to talk to Chris Lee here. We'll get him on board real shortly.
She went down to get him.
She went down to get him, Sarah Elbig. We'll get him a Player of the Game t-shirt. Excellent performance by Chris Lee and the Shorecrest Scots. This team is good. And they're one of the teams I know we'll see, Todd, in the postseason when we get to the playoff time, as Chris is going to come up here now and we'll award him the t-shirt and talk about his game, how his team has done well so far this year. We'll get Chris right here so we can get him on television. Here's Chris. There you go. Chris, here's the headphones, and now here's your t-shirt. We'll get a picture of you too.
Thank you.
There you go. You bet. Congratulations. You're the STSPN.com player of the game. Way to go. Good job. You're on the air there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, great.
The band is a little bit loud, so yeah.
It is. It's a loud
we
band.
adjust to that, and they're firing right at us. But your team with a 55-40 victory tonight kind of started out a little bit slow offensively as far as it was chipping away methodically. Suddenly, you have a 10-point lead before Snohomish finally scores with about 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And you're a big part of that. You had 4 points in the first quarter, but also your ball handling was really good. Tell us about what you guys were thinking about coming in here against Snohomish.
I mean, our coach kept telling us we got to be ready to play because whenever you have to drive for so long to get to a game, you always come out with kind of jello legs. So I think that's what part of the first half was. We just we had the travel legs. We went out there kind of slow, kind of lethargic, but then credit to Snohomish where it's due. They were hitting shots and they were making us work. And I think that kind of woke us up because they were hanging in there for a long time. It was kind of scary.
They never really quite went away.
No.
Yeah, no, for sure. They were knocking out all sorts of threes. We thought we were in there, and they were playing good D, and they would just knock 3 down in a row and be right back in it.
Yeah, they sure did. They cut it down to a 5-point deficit or a 5-point lead for Shorecrest in that third quarter, and we're thinking, this could be interesting. And then you guys, as you did throughout the game, pulled away and come away with the big victory here by 15 points. You yourself did a really great job of balanced scoring throughout this one. Really enjoy watching how you run the floor, not just with the scoring too, but just when you get in there knowing where to distribute the ball to.
I mean, our team has so many weapons. We got tall guys, we got guys that can shoot. If I was just shooting every shot, I feel like in a way I'd be letting my team down because I can put the ball in the hole. But we have so many people on our team. We got to get everyone involved. We have people, because I'm not the best shooter on the team. I'm not Phillips, obviously, in the paint. We got to be able to. If we play as a team, we play so much better than if I just drop 40 every game.
So who are you looking forward to in the playoffs?
In the playoffs,
who you a little concerned about?
I mean, in terms of Wesco, Pilchuck gave us a good run, and to finish out the season, we still got Stanwood and Arlington, which are going to be big games because they're also at the top of the conference.
Stanwood was down at the half.
Yeah, Stanwood coming into tonight's action, tied with Marysville, Pilchuck, and Mount Lake Terrace. Each of those teams 8-1 right behind you guys. You're now 10-0, 16-2 overall with 2 games left to go. It's going to make for a great finish.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck to you.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You are the Speedway Chevrolet player of the game. Excellent performance.
Let me get a picture of you here.
We'll get a picture of you, and we look forward to seeing you, Chris, in the postseason with the district tournament regionals coming up right around the corner. We'll cover that here on STSPN.com. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Wear
you.
that around campus tomorrow. You guys have a beautiful campus, too.
It's a great
building. We did
building.
the school a few years ago. We did a game there, a couple games there a couple years ago, and man, that's a great place.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, go Scots. Go Highlanders. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. That's Chris Lee. He is a senior guard for the Shorecrest Scots. Todd, great working with you and Sarah again tonight. We'll be back together next Monday for basketball.
Shorewood. Is that Shorewood here?
Yes,
I think
it is.
so. Yeah.
I'm going to double check it, but next Monday we will be here, Monday the 5th. Shorewood and
Yep.
Snohomish. You know,
Yep.
you don't have to twist my arm to come in here. And we get to see Shorecrest this week, Shorewood next week. What else do you have coming up this week?
Boy, we got some big ones this week. We've got Glacier Peak is playing Monroe, the boys.
Yeah, okay.
And Monroe's on fire right now. They're they're second in the district.
Yeah, Glacier Peak's 11-0. Monroe is 9-2. So good one.
Exactly. And then we've got the girls playing Jackson, and then we've got Lake Stevens playing Kamiak, I think.
Lake Stevens and Cascade, I think.
Lake
That's later this week. Yeah, okay, Lake Stevens and Kamiak. You got some great games coming up.
Yeah,
Lake Stevens
big
and Jackson.
Lake Stevens and Jackson.
Lake Stevens and Jackson.
Who's Glacier Peak playing?
This would be...
the girls.
Oh, don't have that one in front of me. Just have the boys material. But anyway, a 55-40 victory for the Shorecrest Scots over the Snohomish Panthers. Again, thank you to everybody being involved in our broadcast. Let me read our sponsors again. Our player of the game sponsor, Speedway Chevrolet. Our presenting sponsor for winter sports.